Hello, 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 welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. It only took forever and a day, but here we go. We get to finally fight Ramuh, the Lord of Lightning. Or Levin, whatever, it just means lightning. Look at his majestic beard and moustache. Got like little lightning bolt wing like ornaments that are coming off his like belt. Upskirt? Nah, we can't upskirt it. Yay! An inordinately long terror spell. Get that tether, go pick up the orbs. The first person to get to 3, it'll break the tether. But most people don't know that, won't understand it. Black Mage first off with that. Hard mode's really doesn't have that much going on. Extreme at the time though is really fun. Also kind of annoying though. Oh my. Well, that's unexpected. Be okay though. Maybe. I'll take it. He had quite the prolonged death animation. Let's take a look around here. Looks like we're like way up above the shroud. Like this is like some impossibly high mountain or tree stump. Which, I mean, if it's a stump, right? Like, look, it's a stump. Somebody cut this tree down at some point. Like, there's so many questions I have about this battle arena. Like, you can see that orange stuff over, that's the fragment of Dalamud in North Shroud. I think. Even though it's out to the west. We're looking to the west. So we're pretty far north in the Shroud. This would be like the northeastern section of the Shroud, I guess. And, oh, it's just really pretty. The weather in here is called storm clouds. Would you say something? Please? Pretty please?
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Ah, no! We'll go to the end room and re-watch that cutscene. I am terrible. That was not supposed to happen. That's what I get for putting my controller down and stuff. Okay. Well, we'll come back to Eastern Shroud in a moment. How embarrassing. Talk about breaking the immersion, huh? No, it was bound to happen sooner or later. I tried getting in my girlfriend's face and getting her to say something, and she barely whispered anything. And, my controller got flipped upside down, and I somehow managed to press circle and X with my knee, of all things. So that would be why the cutscene got skipped. But it's okay. We should be able to go and just watch it, I think. I might have to go back and complete the quest first. I don't use the inn very much to do this. But if nothing else, I get to teach you about looking at cutscenes in your inn room, which was how some people, back when the game was new, were just like, oh, you missed a cutscene, oh, just go and, you know, watch it in your inn room. Not, you know, like, not understanding that, you know, like, a lot of people, they want, you know, an immersive experience. Okay, yeah, I gotta go and complete the quest first. My bad. The thing you miss out on, though, and just, like, trying to skip everything and watch only the cutscenes in your in-room, is, like, you know, all the little NPC dialogue that isn't going to show up in your in-room ever. Like, between, you know, like, for any non-cutscene dialogue that's, like, right before a cutscene, or any, you know, speech bubble dialogue that's, like, you know, unique. I kicked his butt. My party died because no one wanted to deal with rolling thunder. My apologies again for skipping the cutscene after the moment. All this break of immersion. The moral of the story is if you're gonna try to record while having a headset plugged into your controller, just keep your controller in one hand when you get down and get in your girlfriend's face. I can't hear you! What? It's... Okay, let's try this again. Maybe it's cutscene 3, probably, I would imagine, maybe? Oh, is that just him dying? They put his death animation in as a cutscene? Like, as a separate cutscene? That happens in the trial. Like, okay. Alright, well, it'll be a little more immersive, I guess.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
There we go. Hot damn. That's what we missed. Ramuh telling us that we're badass, that we can lead people to salvation, basically, and then Urianger being like, hey, this gives me an idea about how to kill those Ascians. Look at that Dragoon over there with his dyed Draken armor. I actually want to get dyeable Draken armor on Clyde for the Heavensward storyline, but it costs like 65,000 per augmentable Draken armor thing, and you need 5 of them to be able to dye the whole set. It's one of the reasons I unlocked retainers in the last like mini chapter there, so I could start making enough money to buy those glamour items I want, which they're completely unnecessary. I just think it would be cool.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell?
Do you suppose any of the Pajali have the echo? They can hear like the elementals or whatever, but like... Imagine if, like,
made trial of you?
A Pajali got tempered, you know, they're practically immortal themselves.
I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one, yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of GRIDANIA and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
I like her. I like her a lot more than I did when I first started playing the game.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent.
When I was less invested in the storyline to this game, and still mostly just skim reading everything, everyone had a huge crush on her, like, on this particular character that we're looking at right now, Connie Senna. And it probably still holds true today, although I think most vocal people are most vocal about Meryl Weeb, like me. But, yeah, I appreciate Connie Senna a lot more now.
Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
It's probably the Ascians, because it's always the Ascians. No, they literally didn't change their dialogue. Back to the Rising Stones. How have I not made Mordona a favored destination yet? What am I, retarded? Yeah, a little bit. Although that much should have been obvious. Tee-hee! Still call it the Solar, even though we're in the Rising Stones now. I don't really understand why they call it the Solar. It's just a room with Menphilia in it, but whatever. Let's see what Urianger has to say.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
More permanently.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence.
I like the way Urianger talks. Also, if they didn't say his name out loud, I would totally just be saying Urianger or Urianger.
In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
You're doing this for Clyde's benefit, aren't you? I mean, you all are Charlian Scions, or Archons, or whatever the word is.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree. the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
Nope, can't forget about it, babe.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
The sages of
I
Sharlayan.
have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
I'd like to meet the sages of Sharlayan.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
The Lord of Lebanon is returned to Ether, as well as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. The limitless potential of man, Heidelin's servant, grows mightier by the day. Got a lot of name drops here. Yet he prospers at great costs to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls have grown weak and wan. Yet even as it innervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Of course they were meant for me above all others. But, I mean, still, it's just a thank you letter. Wouldn't it have been better if they'd sent us, I don't know, munitions or food or something? We got a lot of hungry Domans to feed, you know? Yeah, me and Alice A already took care of that. We also took care of that. New organization they discussed. From Ella, you recall the refugees girl. She's teasing him about being attracted to a girl. He's like, come drink some booze with me and hit on the hot ladies with me, Clyde. Oh, silly, silly, silly. Yeah, Ida, you're wearing a mask. No one can tell that you're asleep when you're napping. Okay, maybe she's getting rebuked by Papalimo there. So the hide-and-seek champions are teaching these kids some Eorzean swordplay. Well, that's about all the time I have. So thanks for watching. Sorry about that cutscene hiccup. And next time we'll see what Slaftborn is going to ask of us. Though given the quest name, I assume he means for us to go slay a Hapilit. You know, those ogres over in the northeast section of Mordona. Which should be easy enough. But I wonder, what's this organization that Alphinaud and Minfilia are in talks about? Anywho, thanks for watching if you did, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day, and stay safe. Till next time.